Let's just jump straight in and let's try to install Jenkins. There are a lot of ways to install Jenkins, and I will go with one way, but you can use whatever method that you want to install Jenkins. Let me go over the different installation methods. What I think is the easiest one is installing Jenkins on the cloud using Docker. That works for AWS, DigitalOcean, it works on Google Cloud, it works on Azure. It basically works on any cloud provider that can give you a virtual machine. This method I will show you in a demo. The other methods I'm not going to show you, but I'm just going to mention them here, and you could use one of those methods if you like to use one of those rather than using my method on the cloud. The first alternative is to install it locally on your machine. You can download and install VirtualBox and run an Ubuntu VM, Ubuntu Linux, on a VM locally. There's another tool called Vagrant. You can find it at vagrantup.com. And together with VirtualBox, so you have to install VirtualBox and then Vagrant, you can spin up a running Ubuntu instance in minutes. So you don't have to go through the installation. You just do Vagrant init Ubuntu and Vagrant up, and you have a running Ubuntu instance. If you're interested in Vagrant, have a look at my other DevOps course for an introduction to Vagrant. I have Learn DevOps, Continuously Deliver Better Software. It's another course that I have where I explain you the basics of Vagrant. It's very simple to use. You could also just go to the Vagrant website, read the documentation, and start using it. In the demo, I'm going to show you how to use Docker, which is a container engine. You also have Docker for Windows, which can run Docker on a Windows PC. If you have a Windows PC, you can just download this Docker for Windows software, and you could run the containers straight on your Windows machine as well. If you have a Mac, you can do the same thing with Docker for Mac. Jenkins is written in Java, so you don't even need Docker or Linux. You can run it on any operating system that you want without Docker. Personally, I would still recommend you to use Docker for this course, because then you will have the exact same binary as I am using, which means that the probability that your Jenkins will behave exactly the same is much higher. Even when using Linux and Docker, you can still run Jenkins slaves, which I'll cover later, on Windows. Don't worry about building software that needs Microsoft Windows. You can install Jenkins on Linux, and then you can have a second machine to build Windows projects if necessary. So this is an overview of installation methods. Now let's try to install Jenkins, and that I will show you in the next demo.